Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start this last Steam Summer Sale video with some nice game bundles. The Witcher Trilogy. I can't believe that you can get all 3 games for this price. Third Witcher is really close to being the best game ever made, and the first 2 are amazing adventure games as well. First is obviously outdated gameplay wise, but the stories it tells are amazing and definitely not worse than sequels have. If you never played it, there is no excuse, especially for this price. I played it twice and I can totally recommend it for you. Treat it like a very good indie game. And the second one has a great complex political story, impressive environments, and basically was the project that made CD Projekt Red tons of money, so they could create the third masterpiece. If you have a brain, this is a must-play. Batman Arkham Collection. When I was a kid, of course I was a fan of Batman. These old movies with Danny DeVito, George Clooney,
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
and other stars were awesome for me. And later I wasn't so impressed by where the franchise turned to. Of course the movie with Heath Ledger is legendary, but for me nothing can replace the old good titles. And this collection of amazing open world games have this old school vibe as well. Some of them are more open world than others, but in general here you will freely travel around the city and fight crime. The unexpected subgenre here is that the games are detective games as well. You will have to learn who committed the crimes before taking action and killing everyone left and right. Well, you can still kill everyone left and right. The games are awesome with the freedom they give you and with the amazing story they tell. Of course, here you are not just a simple policeman, you are the justice itself. Show them who's the boss. And surprisingly, it's probably you this time. Inside and Limbo bundle. What a great deal this is! 2 legendary horror-themed platformers for this price is a must-have. Even if you are not into platformers, these games are like a gateway drug into this beautiful world. If you played Little Nightmares, I would say that Limbo and Inside are members of the same genre, or more likely a subgenre. Creepy but beautiful world, strange creatures and death on every corner. Games are really hard. I can't even remember how many times I died in Limbo, for example, but it didn't bother me when I played. You respawn in a nearby place and can instantly fail again. If you are in doubt, keep in mind that both of these games have a demo version available to try for free, so you won't be risking anything. Although I must warn you, if you don't like puzzles, avoid these games, because you will need to use your brain more than once here, so make sure you have one. Homeworld Remastered Collection and Deserts of Kharak. Here for this amazing price you will get your dirty hands on the best bundle for Homeworld fans. Deserts of Kharak is a nice RTS set on a desert planet, so basically a Dune just without giant worms. Instead it has a giant machine you have to defend. Also nice graphics, great special effects and good gameplay in general. But do not expect miracles, campaign is only 13 missions long and it's quite easy, you can beat it in a day. And Homeworld Remastered will take you to outer space, where you will wage incredible cosmic battles by building a powerful armada of battleships. This collection contains both remastered Homeworld games and also includes the originals as well. Campaigns here are awesome and music is almost as good as potato salad. Real deal. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Injustice 2 Legendary Edition bundle. If you want to beat your friends, don't hesitate, show them who the real alpha in your company is. And after that you may want to buy this amazing bundle and beat your friends in the game as well. And this is an amazing treat for every fighting games fan. Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice 2 with 6 DLCs combined among them is a thing hard to ignore, especially for this price. Mortal Kombat 11 features the complete 37 character roster, including new additions Rain, Mileena and Rambo. And Injustice 2 includes all 10 add-on characters, including Hellboy and Teenage Mutant Ninja Lizards. I'm kidding, I know they are not lizards, they're snakes, everyone knows that. First-person puzzle bundle. This is definitely one of the best deals for puzzle lovers, for various brainiacs and in general people smarter than me. So for buying these 5 discounted puzzle games together you will get an additional 25% discount, which basically means that you will get one of these games for free. Or to be honest, almost 2 of the cheapest ones for free, which somehow sounds like an even better deal. The Witness and the Talos Principle will squeeze all the brain power you have. Manifold Garden with its overwhelmingly positive reviews will boggle your mind. Superhot will pretend that it's a shooter game, but every encounter is staged and you will have to find the right way to solve the staying alive puzzle. And about Superliminal, people on Steam say that this is a brain-melting experience. Anyway, all 5 games are great. This bundle doesn't try to hide some shitty games inside. A great deal for every puzzle fan. Tormented Souls. Let's be honest, the heroine of the game looks out of place, and it's hard to take some anime protagonist seriously in a horror game. Despite that, it is probably the only bad thing, because the game is great. If you enjoy classic survival horror titles, Tormented Souls may be your spoon of potato salad. It is suitable for all the fans of classic Resident Evil, Silent Hill and Alone in the Dark. So here, while investigating the disappearance of twin girls at Winter Lake, something terrible happens to you. Waking in the dead of night, hooked to some kind of outdated medical equipment in a bathtub, you must fight for your life as you explore the halls of the abandoned mansion, filled with monsters, secrets and eternal darkness. Sounds like cliché, but it's hard to find bad comments about the game. Everyone loves it. Foundation. This is a gridless medieval city-building game with a focus on organic development, monument construction and resource management. As a newly appointed ruler of the land, still untouched and full of potential, you are given the opportunity to create a prosperous medieval settlement as you envision it. You will be managing your resources and growing population while being challenged by narrative events, quests and missions from all across the kingdom. From very modest beginnings, build starting workplaces, extract and store resources, establish trade routes, erect majestic monuments, and a sprawling city may emerge in your newfound lands. But let's be honest, you'll probably fail and instead you'll create the ultimate world of doom, suffering, and despair. Those tiny artificial humans have no idea what grim fate awaits them with you behind the steering wheel of the kingdom. Jurassic World Evolution 3. Here you are once again given control over a dinosaur park, which is basically the same idea humanity had in the previous games, movies and every single situation where people said,
"What could possibly go wrong?"
right before everything went wrong. So here you will build your own Jurassic World. You will design enclosures, manage staff, research new species and slowly turn a perfectly normal business into a catastrophe, because no matter how carefully you place fences, someone somewhere will look at a genetically engineered predator and think,
"Yeah, I don't think it runs away if I leave the doors open for a short time, right?"
yeah, sure. Well, the dinosaurs are obviously the main attraction. They look amazing and behave quite unpredictably, and the real gameplay loop is not building a park. It's more like constantly trying that your park would be as far from any inspiration for any movie as possible. Your task is to keep it boring, but we all know that you will fail. Grounded. One of the smallest open-world games. You can only freely move around in your yard of several square meters. The trick is that the game follows the best traditions of famous movie
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
And here you are literally shrunk to the size of an ant. So actually this world is vast, beautiful and dangerous place. You know, almost every predator is bigger than you. Probably a dog peeing on some flower can literally drown you in a way that you wouldn't want to be carved on your tombstone. So here we'll explore, build and survive together in this first-person multiplayer survival adventure. So can you thrive alongside the hordes of giant insects fighting to survive the perils of the backyard? Well, alone probably not, but if you have some friends or a loving mother-in-law, you can play the game together and have lots of fun. The rating on Steam hovers around 90%, and that is always a sign of a good game. The Quarry. I would say that this is a usual slasher movie, except this time it's a game, where all the stupid decisions of the protagonist are made by you. So here you'll be in charge of a band of teenagers who decided to go to a distant quarry and celebrate, you know, something. And things quickly took a turn for the worse. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, your plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. Friendly banter and flirtations give way to life or death decisions, as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices, made by you by the way. You will play as each of 9 characters in a thrilling cinematic tale, where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be the star of the show or die before daylight comes, and it's all your fault. Honestly, this game is better played in the company of friends, or you know, with your loving mother-in-law, so you could laugh and be scared together. People on Steam are praising the game's replayability but bashing its short story. The Entropy Centre. Here an extinction level event has set the world on fire. You appear to be the last remaining person alive. So you could just move into rich people's houses or a bunker with fancy pools and golden spoons, but instead you are like, no, I'm going to the Entropy Centre where mankind's only hope lies at its very core. So as you can see, this is a puzzle game, but it is so innovative and well narrated that it has above 90% of positive reviews. People on Steam are saying that the scenario of the game could be easily remade into a sci-fi movie. It's that good. And if you are not good with puzzle games, don't worry, the difficulty is quite friendly, although it will take time to get used to time rewinding logic. System Shock. This is the full remake of the famous original System Shock from 1994, combining the old gameplay with all new HD visuals, updated controls, overhauled interface and all new sounds and music. It even has the original voice actor of Shodan, the psychotic AI who has taken control of the Citadel station and turned the crew into an army of cyborgs and mutants. She now plans to do the same to Earth, so you must explore and battle your way through the depths of a space station gone to hell, stop AI and avert humanity's destruction. The best thing for me, a man who never played the original System Shock of 1994, was a shocking experience, pun intended, when I realized that this is not a linear shooter. You can actually decide where to go first, what areas to explore, and you will also have to make a mental map of the space station in your head, because it is huge and it's easy to get lost. Citizen Sleeper. This is a serious game for serious people and it has above 90% of positive reviews, meaning that this is a great game no matter how you look at it. Citizen Sleeper is a narrative RPG which takes you on Erlen's Eye, a ruined space station that is home to thousands of people trying to survive on the edges of an interstellar capitalist society. You are a sleeper, a digitized human consciousness in an artificial body, owned by a corporation that wants you back. So literally, someone owns your ass and the rest of you, and amongst the unfamiliar and colorful inhabitants of the Eye, you need to build friendships, earn your keep, and navigate the factions of this strange metropolis if you hope to survive. Game is text-based, with multiple endings, beautiful drawings, and sci-fi cyberpunk atmosphere. It's like a great book where you can actually tell the hero what he must do. Eastern Exorcist. This is an RPG hack-and-slash side-scroller indie game set in a fantasy eastern world, where you will have to slay hundreds vicious spirits and monsters. You will take control of a skilled exorcist and show your might against chaotic evil and experience different stories of joy and sorrow. The game is hand-drawn, so it looks really cool and original. It is very short, it will take only around 5 hours to beat it, but quality is always better than quantity. The game has a very positive review score on Steam and people are praising the deep and engaging story and immersive gameplay. The only downside is that the base price is a bit high for a side-scroller like this, but hey, it's not a problem now, isn't it? Gods Against Machines. This is an action-packed roguelite strategy where every run is different thanks to a wide variety of spells and skills, as well as procedurally generated maps. You'll have to protect your world and huge crystals that are rising from the ground. These are your source of mana. You will build your base around them with spells that summon different types of buildings, mini volcanoes that drown your enemies in fire from afar, spirit dwellings that spawn powerful sprites to fight for you, and so on. Basically, this is kind of a traditional RTS game. If you played one, you will be right at home. Just be aware of the powerful bosses. When your enemies will use up all the resources, one of their commanders will appear, so prepare for an epic final battle. Although don't expect miracles from the game, it's an indie title with all the flaws indies usually have, from overused assets to seemingly an AI art, but in general the game is fun and the price is not that high as well. Well, at least definitely not as high as Seth Rogen. Resident Evil Village. The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then, you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam. The Last Spell. This is a tactical RPG with roguelite elements, in which you have to defend a city against a horde of deadly enemies. During daytime you will have to prepare your heroes and carefully choose how to rebuild your haven and position your defenses. Over the night you will use all your skills, traps and weapons to exterminate all the monsters coming at your walls. It won't be easy.
It's not your sister.
Then in your spare time you will heal, level up and repeat until the magic seal is broken. The game has similarities to the Billions. The only difference here is the game is turn-based and not an RTS, so you can carefully plan your every move, although that doesn't mean that it is an easier game. By contrary, the game even feels unfairly difficult from the start. But as you play you get more and more cool stuff you can use against your enemies and you start feeling like a boss. That won't be for long, believe you me, difficulty spikes are quite common here, although they are all conquerable. The game seems to know what your limits are, and people who tried the last spell really liked it. On Steam it has around 90% of positive reviews. Shadow Tactics: Aiko's Choice. The game is a standalone expansion of the Shadow Tactics franchise, meaning that you are not required to have the main game to play it, and that Aiko's Choice is a full game with no strings attached. It is set in Japan around the early Edo period. Aiko's Choice is a stealth strategy where the main protagonist is a master of camouflage and distracts enemies disguised as a geisha. But it's not the only character you will be able to control. An agile ninja, mighty samurai, young thief, wise marksman and perverted penis doctor joins your cause as well. Well, maybe not the latter, but you never know who is gonna jump to your aid unexpectedly. Iron Marines. Well, it's hard to introduce this game somehow differently than as a flat 2D StarCraft, and you know what? It's great! The art style may look very familiar to some of you because the game is made by the same developers of Kingdom Rush, as I always say, one of the best tower defense games ever made. So here you'll recruit and train the greatest heroes in the galaxy, lead them into dangerous missions against near impossible odds and unleash their mighty powers and abilities. In short, you will get 21 campaign missions across 3 different worlds, and each mission will require new tactics and actions to achieve victory. You will have to defeat unique bosses and control 14 different heroes. Game allows you to choose from several difficulty modes, meaning that it can be enjoyed either by noobs or by veterans of the genre. Game is quite funny, filled with Easter eggs and more than 70 achievements for you to unlock. People on Steam are saying that if you want to play something like StarCraft but don't want to fry your brain while doing that, Iron Marines is the next best thing. Game has a very positive review score, so this may very well be what you were looking for after all. Hellslave. An interesting game for the fans of Darkest Dungeon. Here the world is coming to an end and humanity is on the brink of extinction. A very original and innovative plot never heard before. So you will have to save humanity from a demon invasion by making a pact with the devil and praising one of 6 demons to avoid humanity's demise into darkness. You will have to use your newly acquired demonic power against the invaders, but it may have a bigger impact on you than you thought. Here you'll customize your character around a passive skill tree, discover and experiment with dozens of traits and demonic powers. Also find great synergies between skills and achieve destructible combos to send your adversaries back to hell, or just to hell if they were never in hell before. You know, just to make things clear. People on Steam are saying that the game has an amazing art style, dark and gritty theme and amazing first act, but it lacks polish and may become a bit boring over time. Despite that, the price is quite nice, and if you are a fan of these dungeon crawlers, it may be a good game for you to try. Devilated. As developers say, this is a bastard child of an old-school shooter and action RPGs, after snorting a line of raw, uncut hyper-violence. You'll shoot, slice and strike your way through a mysterious labyrinth, overflowing with bloodthirsty monsters out to tear you apart. You will unleash your style and savagery with a combo meter keeping score. Use the bodies of your enemies as living shields and then devour them for health. Slow down time to land every shot, or to simply appreciate gory poetry in motion, and equip a wide arsenal of everything from blades to rocket launchers, to let the world know that you will crush any opposition or position. Yeah, you don't care, all you want is blood, destruction and potato salad.
Turnip boy commits tax evasion.
He will take control of an adorable turnip who happens to be an absolute menace to society. After failing to pay taxes and getting evicted from your home, you must go on an epic quest to pay back your massive debt to Mayor Onion. Use garden tools to solve plantastic puzzles, meet eccentric vegetables and fruits, and take on treacherous fights against animals both big and small, including the capitalist swine. Along the journey, uncover what's spoiling this garden community and rise to tear down the corrupt vegetable government. In other words, you are a lazy, shaded turnip that wants to evade paying taxes and, along the way, start the revolution. Some kind of Lenin, I guess. Tropico 6. This is a strategy city builder sim. You will become a mighty dictator or a peace-loving statesman. You will shape the fate of your very own country, mostly by building cities. Of course, you will also raid foreign lands to steal their wonders and monuments. There is no surprise that here will be a lot of politics. You will have to balance between political parties to keep everyone happy, or you might be invaded or rebelled upon. The learning curve of this game is quite steep, that is if you never played a city builder before. Even if you played, it can be quite painful to that tiny organ in between your ears, although the game has a tutorial where you can learn all the game basics, so don't worry. Well, honestly, worry. Murky Divers. This is basically a Lethal Company clone with a Subnautica setting. You will dive with a team of up to 4 friends or strangers to the bottom of the ocean. Your mission is to remove all dead bodies from abandoned labs and erase any evidence on their failed experiments. And those experiments are what left all these lab rats dead. So prepare to meet some nightmares of the deep. They are really creepy. All in all, this is a horror game to play with friends, to scream together and generate nervous laughter afterwards. Also, your oxygen will run out way quicker than you expect, so there are a lot of ways to die, but you should avoid that. Dying is not what you want. And another fun part is your submarine. You'll have to navigate blindly only with the help of sonar to avoid dangers. Great game to finally acquire the fear of the ocean. Although be sure you are okay with motion sickness. This game is known to generate one. The Medium. Concept is simple. Here you exist in the physical world and in the spirit plane, and you have to interact in both of those. You will have to use your psychic abilities to solve puzzles spanning both worlds, uncover deeply disturbing secrets, and survive encounters with them all. A monster born from an unspeakable tragedy. Sounds grim and a bit scary. Also, the whole concept reminds me of a Silent Hill, although in there you weren't in control of world switching. In a matter of fact, no sane person would ever go to that other world of Silent Hill by choice, so the Medium's concept is more like Shadow's Awakening, but in different genre. The world of the game has been invented and designed under the inspiration of Zdzislaw Beksinski's paintings, as almost every horror game these days. So Beksinski was a polished dystopian surrealist with a sad life story. He obviously wasn't a fan of airy-fairy unicorn rainbows, but rather he saw a grim mirror of our reality and reflected his imagination on his disturbing but very cool paintings. Yuppie Psycho Executive Edition. Here you will take on the role of Brian Pasternak, a young man with no future in a dystopian 90s society on his first day at one of the world's largest companies. Uncertain, unprepared, and massively unqualified. Will you have what it takes to shine in the company's hierarchy? It all depends on how you perform on your first assignment, and whether you can survive it. Probably not. You know why? Suddenly you discover what your new job actually is. You must hunt the witch, whose powers made the success of the corporation possible in the first place. Anyway, here you will familiarize yourself with your workspace. Use the elevator to discover who's working and what's lurking on every floor of the company. Learn when to chat, when to work, and when to cover in terror from otherworldly beings. The game has above 90% positive review score left by thousands of players, so if pixel art doesn't scare you, it may be the best spoon of potato salad you tasted today. Blair Witch. I never played the game myself because I expected it to be very scary, so I watched the entire playthrough on YouTube. I really love watching horror games being played by people with way bigger balls than I have. So what can I say? Blair Witch is not a very scary game. It is dark and psychologically challenging, but the level of horror isn't very high. I could probably play it without much struggle. The game itself is quite linear, so don't expect much action. All you'll do here is hold the W key, sometimes relaxed and sometimes times you will press way harder, depending on the situation of course. So basically it is a walking simulator with menacing and beautiful visuals. Anyway, the story starts in 1996. A young boy disappears in the forest, and you, a former police officer with a troubled past, join the search. What starts as an ordinary investigation soon turns into an endless nightmare as you confront your fears and the Blair Witch herself, a mysterious force that haunts the woods. Creepy but very fun. Cossacks 3. This is a remake of the classic game that originally launched in 2000s. Here you'll find 20 nations, 120 different unit types and over 220 different buildings. That sounds like an overkill, and believe me, it is. But it is also really fun to play. This game is like ultimate epic battle simulator before it was cool. Also, besides the battles on land, you can build an armada of battleships and attack your enemies at sea. The game offers 5 single-player campaigns. Cool feature is that the game lets you fight massive battles with up to 32,000 soldiers simultaneously on one battlefield. Just be sure that you have that NASA supercomputer for that. Now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, do it now, bye.